What's going on, guys? Get in that live chat. I'm watching the Leafs-Sens preseason game. So first of the season, first time Tavares in a Leaf jersey. So get in the live chat and just hopefully you guys enjoy me just chilling and watching the game and just talking hockey. So Morgan Riley gets scrambled. Tavares, wow. So Tavares just gets robbed after a little bit of a scramble with Nazem Kadri and Morgan Riley. But Morgan Riley, man, like, I don't mean to sound biased, but you just see him curl around the ice like that, around the blue line, and get a quick shot on Condon like that. He's got wheels. And Tavares almost scores there right in the slot, right around the hash marks. Quick release, he gets stopped by Condon, of course. Morgan Riley with the puck. To Mitch Marner, in front to Tavares. Scores! Tavares! Johnny T! Tavares scores his first in a Maple Leafs jersey. What a guy. 14:48 left in the first. The Leafs got 6 shots. The Sens with 1. Tavares left alone, just below the circle. Gets the pass from Mitch Marner and slips it in and shoots it up over the right shoulder of Condon, top left corner. So Tavares with the goal from Mitch Marner. You're going to hear a lot of that probably all season long. So it's 1-1 now. What's up, Aaron Hockey? Nice to be back. So 1-1 now. Sens only with 1 shot. So Leva with a quick shot on a bad angle. Kadri Leva on Brown on. So Babcock trying to experiment to see what his third line will look like. Duchesne with a little spinorama. So Adam Cracknell with the puck. Ozaganoff to Dermott. Dermott onto the wing. And Cracknell brought in offside. So Tavares with his first as a Leaf. You get in the live chat, guys. Just want to hear what you got to say for the Leafs season, or Sens season, or NHL season in general.
Brought to you by Philadelphia cream cheese, made with real milk and cream. It must be the Philly. Cracker Barrel. Now this is cheese.
My name is Sancho Champeau. I come from Council of Quebec. Kingston to Détaché. Our favorite activity to do as a family is going
So Dzingel with the Sens goal, and then it was Tavares who ties it up.
It's simple to use.
I mean, it's preseason, so, but overall pretty sloppy play from Kadri around the net. Like, we don't want to see much of that when the season starts. Basically, it was him and Dermott with a little miscommunication, and then Dzingel comes around with the pass from Duchesne, I believe, and he's just a quick release, top left corner. Of course, like, this isn't like the greatest situation, guys. Like, it's only preseason. We're gonna do a lot of this like during the season and like with more people. Of course, it's a little tougher to carry the viewers with just like one person, but I'm like just willing to chill and talk to you guys. I mean, hockey's back, of course. I mean, there was a few games yesterday. I mean, the Habs played yesterday. Kotkaniemi got his first goal in a Habs uniform. The Wild played versus the Jets. Joe Morrow with a big goal. That actually shouldn't have probably happened. Because preseason doesn't have review, so it actually ended up hitting the post. But They can't. There's no coaches challenge or no review in preseason. I actually forgot that goal was on the power play. So that'll be actually a really fun power play to watch for the Leafs, especially if they stack it up with Marner, Tavares, Matthews, Nylander, Riley. Like, there's so many options, and even on the second unit, you could have Kadri, Marlowe, Johnsson, Kapanen, Gardner. You could even slot in Dermott on as like a second defenseman and do like an umbrella on the first unit, and then like a second unit as just the 2 defensemen and 3 forwards. So Borgman's playing as well. He's partnered up with, I'm not sure. Wow. Borgman with a goal short side. I think it was deflected by Borgman. Yeah, so Clark put it on net, and Borgman with a little deflection. So that's the 4th line for tonight. It's Clark, Cracknell, and I don't know the 3rd player, but as I was saying, Borgman's pairing is with Justin Hull. So that's exactly what happened. So deflection, really nice play by Borgman. That's the guy that's going to be battling for a spot. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Eddie? What's up, Robbie? So Tyler, this is just like a live reaction kind of thing, talking in the live chat. So the only recommendation I would say is if you're not in Canada, to probably just go to Reddit. I would say that's your best bet. Because if you're not familiar, it's like a craft hockeyville kind of thing. It's like it's more of like a community event, and like the arena's like super small. Like they were talking about like 1,300 fans. Like that's it. Like that's how small it is. It's like a really old-fashioned barn. If you look at the actual players, like it's one of those old ones where like there's hardly any room between the bench, and the coaches' like legs are literally against the players' like helmets. Like it's that crammed. It's pretty funny to actually look at. They did prepare it pretty well. But yeah, you can tell there's only like 5 or 6. There's only like 6 rows of seating like around. It's pretty funny to like watch. But it looks pretty crammed. It looks pretty cool. So Eddie, Aaron in the chat, shout out to you guys. As you can see, I kind of added like an extra little thing like right up there, a little live sub count. So whenever you click that, whenever you click the subscribe button on our channel, like that will actually go up. So if you guys want to do like a little test and actually unsubscribe and then subscribe, like you'll see it go up and down. I thought it was pretty cool when I added that in. I know some other channels do it. So yeah, if you guys are like doing a channel yourself, like I would for sure like say add that in. It's a pretty cool feature. So that Borgman goal was assisted by Clark and Cracknell. Clark's a guy, he's probably going to see a lot of ECHL and AHL time this year. Cracknell could see like maybe minimal, like a couple games with the Leafs. I think his style of play is kind of past where we see in the NHL. I mean, he's still got a little bit of jump, and he's about 30 years old. But he's more of a rough and tough guy. So he'll probably play more with the Marlies this year. But then Borgman for sure on that goal, like it's a step in the right direction because he's going to be a guy along with Ozhiganov and Dermott and Justin Hull, and unfortunately to say Martin Rinchin's still in this conversation for some reason. But guys like that are definitely going to be in the conversation to finish off that 5 and 6 spot for the Leafs. I think the top 4 is pretty solidified with Riley, Gardner, Zaitsev, and Hainsey. Even if Hainsey's not in the top 4, like he's already got a spot on the team. So in that terms, those 4 guys are there. All you guys are watching, get in the live chat. I'd love to talk to you. See new handles, I guess. Not actually faces, but so shots 6-3. Leafs up 2-1. 11:42 left in the first. Of course, I'm hoping it's a high scoring, like really exciting game because it is preseason, so it is hard to carry. As I was saying, who knows how long I live stream, but if you guys have any questions or like debates you want to bring up, like I'm for sure gonna bring that up. It doesn't have to be about the Leafs. It doesn't have to be about the Sens. It could be about anything in the NHL so far. How about the Carlson trade? I did a couple videos on that. You guys can maybe bring something up in the live chat.
He's keeping an eye on a lot of young people, along with the management team, to make sure they make the right selections for the young guys who are going to be getting a
So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Of course, I'd like to see that go up a couple times at least, so I can get like maybe a little hype for you guys. But yeah, it's a lot different for preseason, right? I think for the season, it's gonna be a lot more exciting. Just prep as fans and a lot. I think a lot of people are still excited. I mean, it's hard not to be excited with the signing like Tavares. But today was kind of just like a regular day, like not too hyped. And I've talking to a lot of my buddies, who are fans of different teams, and like the excitement really isn't there until the season actually starts. Preseason is more of like, it's different for the Leafs with Tavares, but for a lot of teams, preseason is more of just getting hyped over like the younger guys, the guys with potential, the guys you can actually see now that you won't be seeing for the rest of the year because they're either overseas or AHL or still in junior. So for Kotkaniemi in Montreal, who I mean could possibly make the team because they're so thin at center. You never know. And sorry, I have to actually update that score. I just noticed that. So it is 2-1 Leafs. And Zach Hyman on a breakaway. Stopped by Condon. Wow, that was right in the breadbasket. I don't know what Hyman was doing. Condon was even like shifted to the one side. So Hyman stopped on the breakaway. Now the Sens have it in the zone. Shot from Chris Weidman hits the post. Dermott recovers it behind the net. Ozhiganov. Wow, this pairing is struggling. Ozhiganov and Dermott. That's like 2 or 3 times they've struggled behind the net, and it turns into an opportunity for the Sens. But I'm a big Dermott fan, guys. Like, I think it's not guaranteed yet that he makes the team, but his offensive like possession and just his IQ in terms of like seeing the ice. I always have up Morgan Riley for that. And I think Jake Garner's always been good for that as well. But I think Dermott's got a nice blend of, he'll go for the risk and he'll make that extra play, but he won't do something like very stupid. Obviously, he's like any other young defenseman. He's got to improve on his defensive game and his turnovers. But you got to give it credit to him. He's like a guy like Gardner when he was 21, 22. Like if you guys remember, like back in like 2013, when Gardner was like looking spectacular offensively, everyone was just like not paying attention to how many times. Wow. Scramble off Chris Mueller, sticks it into the crease, and Mark Borjevsky clears the puck. So Borgman knocks out his man. A little bit of scramble on the blue line, and it's called offside. So, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad third line for the Leafs, though. Connor Brown, Nazem Kadri, and Josh Levo. I could definitely get used to that. Of course, I'd want to see Kapanen and Johnsson get a lot of playing time, but if they're with Per Lindholm, the other 3 centers are going to each get at least 18, 19 minutes a night. So that's going to leave, do the math, like, what, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes for Per Lindholm. So we'll see what happens with that. Of course, Babcock, you never know. He might turn and cut down Matthews' ice time. You really never know with Babcock because he does do a lot of interesting things. But yeah, so halfway through the first period, actually there's probably less. So Aaron Hockey says Las Vegas is going to be good. Of course, the additions with Pacioretty, and I think if they kind of just stayed with the team they had, a lot of people might think. I mean, a lot of people thought they weren't going to make the playoffs at all. So I think with the addition of Pacioretty, maybe that helps. But they did lose James Neal, so I mean, it's definitely hard to say if they're going to be the same team they were last year. But at the same time, the Central is the better division, so it's definitely turning in their favor that maybe they can stay on top of the Pacific. Because I mean, Calgary got James Neal, but they really didn't improve in terms of right now. Like Dougie Hamilton's the better player right now over Hanifin, and they lost Hamilton. They did get Elias Lindholm, maybe, but like what production is Elias Lindholm going to give if he's on just a line by himself? Elias Lindholm's the younger guy that's going to need support. So I mean, he could be really successful if he's on a line with Goudreau and Monahan. So, I want to see some new people in the live chat. It's kind of disappointing when people come in like expecting like a YouTube stream to be like the actual game. Like literally in the description, I have live chat and reactions. But yeah, so I'm gonna put the volume back up. So like obviously I'm from Canada, so like I said, this is the Hockeyville, like the craft Hockeyville, like so it's basically like a community thing for you guys that didn't hear me say it the first time. So shots are 10-4 for the Leafs. What else is there to talk about? Naz and Kadri, I guess. They're talking about it right now. 64 goals in the last 2 seasons, 116 points. Well, third line minutes. Because, like, he did get third line minutes basically last year, but he got a lot of power play time. And Bozak, like, not being, like, the number 2. But, like, now with Tavares and Matthews, like, Kadri's no doubt the third guy. So, will he get still 17, 18-plus minutes? Or is Babcock, like I said, going to give close to 10 minutes to his fourth line, and that would leave not much for Kadri. Like, it would be under 15 for sure. So Ron Hainsey loses his stick. Oh my God, McElhinney recovers and saves it. It was an empty net. What is Ron Hainsey doing? He fumbles the puck, breaks his stick. Now he goes to the bench. It goes off his skate. And McElhinney robs the Sens of a sure goal. Ron Hainsey, what a mess on that play. So Travis Dermott at the point with the puck. A little fake. Tavares around the net. Reverses it to Timashov. Actually, that's more, sorry. I'm trying to get used to all these numbers with the rookies because they're using a whole bunch of different numbers compared to what they use with the Marlies. Cracknell by the boards. Ozhiganov tries to keep the puck in, misses it. Now another 2-on-1 for the Sens, turning into a 2-on-2. Ozhiganov gets back, recovers off the half boards, but loses the puck. McElhinney has to make another save. Shots are 10-7 now for the Leafs. So the Leafs are really sloppy right now in their own zone, and of course, again, it's Dermott and Ozhiganov in their own zone. So for you guys that don't know, Ozhiganov was the guy they signed from the KHL. He's about 25, 26, right-handed shot defenseman. Definitely a good opportunity for him to crack the third pairing. Of course, that was Carrick and Polak's spot last year. So Cracknell gets roughed up a little bit, but dumps it into the Sen zone. Chris Wyman with the outlet pass to Nick Paul, who's in the corner. Colin White is on the ice as well. So Justin Hall with the puck. A little bit of a shifty guy. Clark rubs out his man. So Ottawa with the change. Justin Hall behind his net. So Eddie says Ozzy will replace Gardner when they find a team for him. I think a suggestion I was kind of making is the Leafs should definitely look into maybe packaging like Gardner and like maybe a pick or prospect for like a Myers or Trouba. Maybe not Trouba because Jets obviously still will have control of him for at least another year. Well, Gardner's a pending UFA, right? And so is Myers. So I was thinking maybe if we bring Myers back, him play with Riley. This is just an example. And then have like Zaitsev and Dermott. And then you could have Hainsey with a guy like Ozhiganov. Or like vice versa. Like I think Hainsey, I talked about this in my Leafs preview if you guys want to check this out. But I talked a lot about if Hainsey played in a reduced role and played primarily like a special team like penalty kill. Not power play, of course, but penalty kill. And played like more minutes in the penalty kill and had the energy to actually go for those full minutes, because what would happen is he'd be playing number 1 minutes with Riley, and then Babcock would put him out for a minute 30 to 2 minutes, maybe even the full penalty kill, and he would be dead tired, like he wouldn't be able to move. So maybe if he has less ice time, like less than 10 minutes of even strength time, maybe even less, then when he goes on the PK, he can actually play those full minutes and have energy under his belt. And that's why it would be big if Riley could play with a guy like Myers. And then if Gardner's gone, I honestly think that a guy like Dermott could step up. I know Falco's saying like he needs to earn his spot and stuff, but I feel like Dermott in the playoffs when he was playing was like extremely well. You give him 15 minutes a night and he would be like extremely successful. I don't think what he was getting like 10 to 12 minutes is sufficient at all for a guy that's trying to improve. So Tavares got hooked. So a penalty. I don't know if it's against Seeloff for the Sens. It's obviously against the Sens for sure. But Toronto's going to the power play up front 2-1. I don't know if you guys can even hear the volume in the background. But yeah, this game is basically around London. It's taking place London, Ontario, basically Lucan. So Aaron Hockey basically says Toronto will be in the playoffs but not winning it. Yeah, I think they're right now, like, turning away my bias, I think they're for sure right now as we stand top 5. Arguably, like, they're for sure top 3 in the East. I think you could say top 4. I think Boston's getting a little older. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But McAvoy really intrigues me, and McAvoy and DeBrusque, sorry. So maybe top 4 in the East right now. Like Pittsburgh's got to like show me that they're not just like, because they obviously like in the playoffs against the Caps like didn't show what they've shown like the last 2 years. But if you're looking at top 5 teams, it's pretty obvious. Pittsburgh, Washington, Toronto, Boston, Tampa. That's pretty straightforward in my opinion. If you guys want to debate that, up to you. Like there's other teams that you could probably maybe say. You could maybe say Columbus is the underrated team. That could definitely do some damage this year. You could say the Rangers just had an off year, but I still don't think they're as good as like any other teams. Like they traded away McDonough and JT Miller. Like that's kind of a sign for like, if not a full rebuild, then kind of like a change in scenery. But back to the power play for the Leafs. I'm really excited to pay attention more to this Kadri, Marner, Tavares, because Kadri and Tavares kind of played. I don't mean kind of. They played together in the London Knights, and Marner already has that connection you can see with Tavares. So it's exciting to see this power play for sure.
It's just historic. I mean, I grew up playing in that arena. It's not too far away from my hometown, as you mentioned. So
Eddie says the Leafs might have to move Nylander. I mean, I don't think they have to move Nylander. Like, the worst thing that happens is they just hold it out for a bit longer. And realistically, Nylander would be the one to lose if he missed all of training camp and just came in for the start of the season. Because at the end of the day, it's unless the Leafs are completely holding out and not giving him at least like 6.5. Like, I think they definitely today or right now could agree on like a $7 million contract. I think Dubas is trying to stay under that 7 mark. Honestly, for Nylander, I would sign 7. I know Pasternak's at the 6.25, and that's like a steal right now. The cap's gone up as well, and I think Nylander. I mean, not as good as a player as Pasternak, but he's pretty close to that level. I think Pasternak's a little bit of a... Ooh. Kadri on the ice, tries to make a play to Timashov. Kadri in front of the net. Tavares, stopped by Condon. It's a little bit of a scramble there. Timashov gets hit up high, looking for a little blood, maybe a double minor. So Alex Formenton, the rookie, if you guys remember from Team Canada in the World Juniors. I'm sorry, Eddie, you can say he's not worth 7 mil, but you need to look at the player and the stats and just compare it to other guys. Like, we're talking about Pasternak, who signed the deal 2.5 years ago, and he got 6.25. And at that point, Nylander is already more proven right now than Pasternak was 2.5 years ago. Really, last year was, or the year before was Pasternak's like really good year, but last year was like a breakout year for Pasternak. So I can't say I agree with you at all. I definitely think if Nylander signs for like 6 or 6.5, which a lot of people are saying, we're going to be talking about in a year or two that it's going to be like one of the biggest steals the Leafs have. Whoa, Dermott in front! Wow. Man, you can't be going glove like that. He gets stopped by Condon with the glove. So Dermott tries to move pretty quick into the slot, but not that great of a shot, to be honest. It was kind of like right next. It wasn't like a far out glove save at all. It was right into his body. The nice shots were like right under the arm. Like those are the ones that like almost always go in. Because for a goalie, it's like you either move your body into the position or your glove's in a very awkward spot. So the Sens maybe with a little shorthanded opportunity, but just dumps it down. Ozganov and Dermott, Tavares down the middle. They're playing a lot of this. They got Hyman on the. They got the Hyman, Marner, and Nylander. Ozganov with the shot. Not great quality, but gets it right on net, which is you always like to see, rather than missing it and it going around. Hyman with a little battle in front or behind the net. Marner keeps it alive. Borgman towards the net. Hyman tries to recover it, but the Sens get possession. Ooh, that's going to be a penalty, I think. Cracknell knees him, and yeah, he's going to get called. So Adam Cracknell's trying to pull a Matt Martin here and respond after Mark Borietzky getting a kind of a dirty hit earlier in the period. But he kind of missed the hit and just got head on knee, or knee on knee, but it was basically like, yeah. It was like leg on knee, but it was Seeloff who doesn't look happy about it. And Eddie, for you guys that are talking about the bridge deal, I just think Nylander's already publicly said that he doesn't want the bridge deal, and I think the Leafs are on the same boat. Unless it was quite low, like we're seeing some of the deals, like Josh Morrissey for 3. There was another one the other day. I'm drawing a blank, but maybe the Leafs would consider that, obviously. But like that's not. I don't think that's going to sit well with Nylander at all. And Nylander, even on a bridge deal, I think is still going to want like at least 5, which is literally pointless. You might as well just sign the long-term contract, because if he signs for 5 and he looks like great with that 5-year contract, next thing you know, 2 years from now after that bridge is done, you're looking at possibly if the potential of what I think he could be, then you're looking at like an $8 million contract possibly. Especially if the cap goes up, guys. You always remember, agents always look in terms of percentage of contract to full cap. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're already talking about with Matthews, and that's exactly why we're thinking Matthews might get the exact same as McDavid. Maybe, I'm not gonna say more, but probably around the same as McDavid if the cap goes up significantly, because it's always percentage for agents who are negotiating with the team. It kind of represents like what you're worth compared like how influential you are on the team. So basically, like, I'm not sure the exact amount, but I think it's like 23% for McDavid, maybe, like something outrageous. Like it's above 20%. No, maybe not. No, maybe I'm off there. I think 13, but the cap's 70, whatever. So I'm off. But it even above like 15% is still like insane. I'll actually find out like right after for you guys. But the period's about to end. 24 seconds left. But it was nice just to get like back onto the channel, talk to some of you guys. I mean, when I say back onto the channel, I mean a live stream. I did a little bit of live stream for the Carlson trade, but kind of had a busy schedule that day, so I just did like a 10-minute live stream. But the Leafs finished the period up 2-1. Pretty impressive play for the most part from most of the key roster guys. I'd say Dermott has definitely struggled already in this first period. Ozaganovs looks okay. He does look a little stiff in terms of skating. Josh Levo had a couple spurts. He looked decent. Morgan Riley looked really good. John Tavares looked really good already. Mitch Marner was a little quiet, but it was a nice pass to set up Tavares on the goal. And yeah, Zach Hyman and Connor Brown have been pretty decent on the forecheck. Of course, Zach Hyman probably should have finished that breakaway, but preseason, eh? So let me know, guys. Get in the live chat, hit the subscribe button, see the live sub go up. And yeah, guys, follow me on Twitter, of course. Like, I'll definitely, like, if you hit me up, like, in the live chat or just, like, follow me and, like, I kind of, like, recognize your name or, like, you DM me or something, I'll definitely follow you back.
Especially with what happened late in that first period. Things could heat up. As far as players that are, maybe on that cusp of making the team or not, who's helping themselves through 20 minutes, albeit very early. I thought Josh Levo skated really well.
Yeah, I agree. Josh Levo's definitely been good.
Prior to the game, he talked about his conditioning being as good as he's ever seen in this organization. And again, opportunity with no Nylander means that he's going to get some real good looks.
What's up, Mason?
He skated real well. I think it's tough though. I mean, a lot of the veterans don't play for this until the second week.
So intermission, guys. I'll probably get like some food. Keep the live stream on quiet for like a couple minutes.
They have 4 games in the next 5 nights, including tonight. Let's get back down ice level. PA announcer Eric Collins ready to give out to a special guest. Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former Coach of the Year in the National Hockey League and the American Hockey League.
So I'm just going to be tweeting it out. I'll probably, like I said, I'm going to take a quick break here, and then I'm going to go back live for the second period.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? How's things in Logan? Tell ya. Is this a great arena or what? You know, when we go, I've been doing these from the start. We always have to go to a bigger arena. And not this one. This is a beautiful arena. In 1952, when they built this, the guys...
Deception. Matthews is not playing. It's kind of... I think it's... I don't know if it's their way of hoping Nylander signs for the next couple of days and maybe holding Matthews out, but he should be playing next game. I think he might be playing in a line with Marlowe and Ennis. I think that's definitely a possibility. But it's glad to see you back. I'm glad to see you back, Deception. So get in the live chat, guys. I want to hear what you got to say. Don Cherry's on the mic right now. I'm going to put something on the screen for you guys, but give me a sec. Let me know what you guys, like I said, let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Yeah, I agree, Deception. I think $8 million is like way too much. Like, when I say way too much, like, I think there's like a very fine line on what Nylander should be getting. In my opinion, I think it's somewhere in between 6.5 and 7. I think the Leafs are kind of lowballing it when they're asking for 6. But I think anywhere from 6.5 to 6.95, I'd be happy with. I think that's what both sides. I think that's what both sides are kind of secretly aiming for. But I think Dubas is aiming more on the 6.5 side, and Nylander's aiming for more probably like just above 7. And I think that's where they're really holding out, even though like they're publicly asking for like, not publicly, like they're not saying themselves, but their starting points were like at about 8 and 6, which is like not close at all when it comes to like a contract like that per year. So I think in my opinion, I think it's gonna settle somewhere in between 6 point. I think like it's gonna settle in around 6.75, 6.95, like somewhere in between there. I think because it's held out this long, I don't think Nylander's going to get the 7. Like I said, I wouldn't even be mad if he got 7 because I think with the cap going up, his position on the team, his worth on the team, I think it's not even a bad deal for a lot of other teams. They would jump at the opportunity of signing Nylander for a $7 million contract, $8 million contract. Of course, that'd be open market, but I think he would definitely deserve it in like a couple of years. Like I was saying, if he signs a bridge deal, that would be a lot worse for. That would be just worse for both sides. I think some security for Nylander can make him a better player, can leave him more confident. And I think for the Leafs, if he signs that bridge deal, you're going to be paying him $1 million to $1.5 million more possibly if his production keeps going up. Yeah, deception. I think that's kind of like the consensus. I think some people are kind of saying 6, and I think that's like too low. Like we're paying like. That would just be a slap in the face if Nylander got less than Marleau. Like, I'm sorry, Marleau's like had an amazing career, but at this point in their careers, like, it's not a question who's the better player. William Nylander's going to do a lot more for the Leafs this year than Marleau is. I mean, Marleau has a lot of stuff that he's going to bring off the ice, a lot of leadership, and he still could pot in 20 goals. But I'm saying in terms of overall player, overall offense, speed. I mean, they're both good in speed, but Nylander is like insane, and a lot of people don't give him enough credit. So I think Nylander for sure should get at least 6.5. But I think it's pretty reasonable in between 6.5 and 6.95, as I was saying. But $8 million is way too much. So Nylander and the agent need to chill on that one. I'll just comment in the live chat, take a quick break, get a quick snack, and then I'll be back for the second. It's going to be tough, right? If they don't sign Marner's extension and it leaves it for the end of the year. The thing is, sorry, I was just looking at Dubas smile over that, but so it's a little Dubas interview here with Kyprios and David Amber. It's good to see. It's good to see. But for Marner, sorry, to answer your question, deception, I think playing with Tavares already after the year he had last year by himself, not by himself, he was with Bozak and JVR, sometimes Marleau. 69 points is like insane for a guy his age. So especially he was the one driving the line. With Tavares this year, this guy could have the potential to get 80 points. Like, honestly, like him and Tavares could both match each other at like somewhere in between 70 and 85, 90 points. Like, I think Tavares obviously would be at like the higher point. Like, Tavares could be the one getting closer to 90, Marner somewhere in between 70 and 85. But if that's the case, then we're looking at like an potentially close to $9 million for Marner if he gets like a 75, 80 point season, which would be really scary. I don't think that's obviously the goal, and obviously we don't want Marner not to have that kind of season. But if you're from Toronto, you want to see him do well. But for sure, like if Marner has that type of season, he's gonna be wanting. He's probably gonna ask like for 10 plus, but he's not gonna get that. That's like stupid, ridiculous. But I think honestly, like for what it's worth, he could probably get 9, which would be really bad. So I'm hoping it's not the case. Maybe Marner even takes a hometown discount. That would be the guy to do it, because Tavares did as well, and Marner's from here. Kadri basically took a hometown discount. I think Morgan Riley definitely took a cut as well. But I think Nylander and Matthews are two guys. Nothing against them, but I think those guys are just gonna be like, I want to get paid, and if not, I'm just gonna keep holding it out, kind of thing. And I talked a little bit about Matthews earlier. I think he's gonna get a closer percentage to what Matthews is getting. Vegas coverage. This game is really putting a damper over here in Las Vegas. Won't be able to watch until after an hour of the game already in progress. Eager to see Tavares though. Yeah, like it's unfortunate. I was talking a little bit about it. It's like Kraft Hockeyville. this is like very like for like I was even talking about like Champions League today. If you guys are soccer fans at all, a new like I forget what it's called. It's like DA whatever it's called, K whatever. They like own the rights for Champions League. So Champions League, like I'm sure it's different maybe in the U.S., but Champions League and like no Canadian network owns the rights to it anymore. So like we literally have to like watch streams. Like you can't even watch it in Canada anymore. Hopefully it changes, but for this year at least. So for like a game like Toronto Ottawa, like I'm not surprised, especially like the situation it is and the barn it is, and the right holders. I'm sure like it's pretty hard to get in the U.S. What's up, Bodo? Bodo's in the chat. So like I said, guys, just stay in the live chat. You guys can leave for a sec. I'll be back for like the start of the second period. I'm gonna get a quick bite to eat. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
Here's another impressive number. With Sonnet, you can buy home and auto insurance entirely online in as little as 5 minutes. Wow, that's fast. I can't remember ever seeing anything this amazing. Really? 92 and 93 were pretty good. Sonnet Insurance, proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays.
You guys will love this picture, especially Islanders fans. Sorry, I'm not trying to trigger anyone. Huh. There you go. Alright, guys. Just gonna take a quick break, get a bite to eat.
Right now, Vistaprint's $5 deals, it's time to get the products you need to promote your business like a pro. That's 100 standard business cards for $5, 50 standard postcards for $5, or one small banner for, you guessed it, $5. So whether you're in the mood to try something new or want to stock up on an old favorite, there's no better time than right now. For a limited time only, just enter promo code
All right, what's going on, guys? I'm back for the second period. 17-18 left in the second period. Just missed the first couple minutes there. Just got a bite to eat. But hopefully you guys are still in the live chat. I see Samuel. I see Eddie. I see Bodo. I see Von Hook. I see Rebecca. I see Vegas coverage, Deception, Mason, Aaron. All you guys, thanks for joining me, of course. A little bit of this live reaction. Hit that live sub count. Like I said, hit the subscribe button, then you'll see the live sub count go up. Well, like I said, second period, Timashov dumping it back in. Clark with the puck. Gets possession at the blue line. Shot on net. Block before it gets to Condon. Waterwald with the puck in deep. Ozaganoff gets the puck across ice to Timashov, but he misses it. Pending icing, and they blow it off. Clark doesn't get there first. So yeah, Emerson Clark, 17 points in 48 games with the HL Barracuda last season. That's San Jose's minor league affiliate. Clark with a nice little rub out there. And Chris Weidman. So Chris Mueller taking the face off. Clark lining up for potentially the shot. Or it's in the Leafs end, sorry. I wasn't paying attention there for a second. But Mueller dumps it in deep. Timashov goes for a change. So Kadri now with the puck. Lays it to Morgan Riley that gets shots blocked. Josh Levo with a deflection. Connor Brown with a little nice deflection there. Condon had to make a quick save. Matt Duchesne with the puck. Sorry. To Dzingel. Loses the puck. Now Morgan Riley has possession. Dumps into the neutral zone. A little back and forth here. Tavares now back onto the ice. Yeah, Von Hook, I bet you're excited. The Sharks adding Erik Karlsson definitely look like, I was talking about in the video, they're definitely a top 3, top 5 team in the West now for sure. No debate there. I think they have arguably one of the best defense in the West. And with the Evander Kane addition, if he's consistent, puck right through the crease for Mitch Marner. Tavares can get his stick on it. Hyman with some possession, 1-2 with the defenseman. Loses the puck. Bobby Ryan across ice to Logan Brown. Logan Brown, a big potentially number 1 center, maybe down the line. Justin Hull with the puck towards the net. Hyman couldn't get to it. Cracknell also there. Bobby Ryan gets shut down by Trevor Moore. Bodker with an opportunity, but he gets shut down in the slot. Bodker, another guy who's a former Shark. The Sens and Sharks hooking up on a couple trades back in a few months. They obviously got screwed over in the Hoffman trade because they trade Hoffman to the Sharks, and the Sharks just end up flipping him to Florida. And I think Hoffman would have actually been a great addition to San Jose. Two reasons I don't think they kept him was obviously the locker room issues. I think San Jose is a very cultural team with guys like Thornton, with guys like Pavelski, with guys like Burns. I don't think they want that kind of crap. If what's been accused is true, I don't think they want that crap in their dressing room. So getting more than what they gave up for Hoffman was pretty slick from Wilson, as well as the Karlsson trade from Ottawa. And then obviously Ottawa laid in that little part into the deal where they can't flip him off to an Eastern Conference team. And on that, and in that case, if it did happen, then Ottawa would get a first-round pick. But I don't think San Jose is going to do that. They have Erik Karlsson. So Samuel, we can't show the game. Like, that would just be copyright. We would get kicked off YouTube like instantly. So the best I can do, just a little play-by-play, just tell you what's going on. Best bet, if I could help you out, is Reddit, if you're not out of Canada. But like I said, we do a lot on this channel. Like, if you want to stick around, I'm not saying for this video because you don't have to. I don't expect you to. It is preseason, like I said. And just, I've said this at the start of the video, it's hard to carry like an audience or you guys like just on my own, but like I said, bring anything up in the live chat, I'll talk about it. I'm just chilling and watching the game. I'd be watching the game either way, so Might as well be doing a stream, right? So McElhinney plays it. Riley, an outlet pass to Timashov. Dumped in by Connor Brown, I believe, or was Levo. And Clark gets in there behind the net. Sends back with possession. Nick Paul down through the center. Wow. Is that Formanton with an opportunity there? So Nick Paul doesn't have a helmet on right now. Justin Hall gives it away to Mark Borieski, but a save by McElhinney. And that was Formanton with the opportunity in front, and he does get a little bit of an inside on Borgman in front of the net, but Borieski doesn't get a screen, so an easy save for Curtis McElhinney. That's in a commercial break there, guys. I definitely want to hear more of your opinions on whatever, the game, the season, whatever you guys are wanting to talk about. Von Hook has the Sharks winning the Pacific Division this season. Like I said, I think people were talking about Vegas. I think Vegas is probably up for making the playoffs again, but yeah, I would say the Sharks right now are probably the favorites. I would say definitely with Erik Karlsson. The Central is probably still down to Nashville or Winnipeg. The Atlantic, I would say at this point, is probably between Tampa and Toronto. And then the Metro is probably between Pittsburgh and Washington, like usual, like every year. I'm sure you guys are done with that Pittsburgh crap, eh? You talked to Mitch Mulaney about that. Yeah, Eddie and Von Hook, a little chat. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking around. Honestly, like I said, I might end this stream like anytime. I'm just chilling, so we'll see what happens. But I do appreciate you guys. If you guys subscribe to the channel, like I said, it'd be nice by the end of this video if I could have like 1,250 or 220. I don't know, or 25 maybe. Because like I said, we're still like we started last December. So we're only 9 months in with this channel. Not bad, over 1,200 subscribers. You guys have been really good. Of course, it's pretty inconsistent. Like a lot of the people that have subscribed are pretty inconsistent, but I can give you a shout out for most people in the chat right now, and I hope a lot of you guys stick around. But I can name out a few: Von Hook, Bodo, Eddie. I've seen you a lot. Deception, of course. Vegas coverage, good guy. He has his own channel. Go check him out. Aaron, I saw you a decent amount last year. Like you guys, I like big shout out to all of you. I know you stuck around a lot last year. So, like I said, if we could have a lot of consistent subscribers like that, it'd be a lot of fun to see like hundreds of like people in our chat on our live streams. Like right now, we have like 20 people in our video. Like to see like 100 or 200, like starting to see get close to that. I mean, that's our goal probably for the start of the season, and I think that'd be more fun for you guys in the live chat. Because I like debating hockey. I think it's a lot more fun when you're having a conversation with a lot of people. Sometimes you get a little irritated, and I think that's like the best part, to kind of get pissed off and passionate about it. Because think of like, I'm going to throw an example, like how many times people told me that Morgan Rielly wasn't a top defenseman or like a top 2 defenseman. Like how many times I had to argue that situation for so many years. How many times people are trying to tell me that like throughout the season that Mitch Marner was nowhere near where a guy like Austin Matthews, and I'm not going to argue. I think Austin Matthews is the franchise center. I think he's ultimately the better player for sure. But I think there's been extremes. I think Marner definitely has been compared to like a guy like Patrick Kane. Now that's probably a little extreme, but I think Mitch Marner in a couple of years is going to be like a top 20 player, top 20. I think a lot of people, I think he's getting overrated by some people now. But like especially like the start of last year, even as it was going on, and he was still like producing like crazy. No one was really talking about him until the playoffs. And I actually went to 2 Leaf playoff games last year. I went to Game 3 and Game 6, and seeing that guy live, Mitch Marner, he was by far the best player for the Leafs in the playoffs all throughout the series. Even when he was playing Plekanec, he was by far, he was creating everything. In Game 6, the goal in Game 3, he had the 2 key assists on the Marleau goals. like, just the 2 games I was at, plus the rest of the series, he was the best player for sure. For guys like Matthews that were really dry, Nylander was really dry, JVR and Bozak didn't do a whole lot, but Marner was by far the guy leading that team. And it's going to be, like, really scary to see Tavares and Marner, but that was, like, the 2 things that have probably bugged me over the last, like, 2-3 years, the Riley argument and people underestimating Marner. I think Nylander's definitely the hidden guy as, like, the 3 spot. He definitely gets overlooked a lot, and a lot of people are always saying, like, trade him for the defenseman. But I just want people to remember that those 2 guys are, like, acknowledged for a reason. And I know Matthews kind of covers that up a lot because it's Austin Matthews. But Marner and Nylander are definitely deserving of recognition because, especially Marner, who I give a lot of recognition to. I think that guy creates so much for this team. So Jason, yeah, sorry, Eddie answered your question. Like, I would get copyrighted right away. I could talk about the game. I can give play-by-play. I've been talking about different topics, what different people bring up, of course. So that's kind of what we do on this channel. We do, like, live reactions, but we also do, like, if you check on our recent videos, it's, like, preview videos, like, analysis videos, like, breaking trades, kind of stuff like that. Pretty experimental channel, Like, we do, like, a lot of different stuff. Like, I'm in, like, a sport program, so, I mean, this is kind of, like, a thing I just do on the side when I have time. So hopefully you guys subscribe. Like, I have that live sub count there, so it's, like, pretty hype, and I see, like, it going up. It's gone up a few times, but it's pretty cool. And, like, even for you guys subscribed, if you, like, I always say, like, if you want to just unsubscribe and then subscribe back, it's pretty, like, it's pretty cool, like, feature just to see. I think. I was never, like, I'm, like, a lot more accustomed to technology now, but when I was younger, like, I was not exposed to, like, I mean, like, technology has obviously gone crazy amount. Like, it wasn't like that in, like, the 90s or 2000s, but I'm saying, like, even when I was, like, we're talking about, like, 7 or 8 years ago when technology was, like, still a thing, I wasn't, like, exposed enough. So in terms of the score, Leafs are up 2-1. Thank you guys for whoever subscribed. I appreciate that. So 12:20 now. Shout out to you. If you want to get in the live chat and tell me that you subscribed, I got to give you a big shout out whenever you do that. But yeah, in terms of the game right now, like I said, I gave some shout outs to, like, Tavares. I think he's been really great in his first game. The nerves haven't really showed. I really like Riley's speed so far. A guy that's pretty underrated, I think is going to be pretty good for the Marlies this year, is Clark. I've seen a lot of his physicality so far. I like what I see for him, for Marlies' spot at least. Matt Glaney, besides letting probably, like, a little bit of a surprise goal for him at the start of the game, he's been pretty solid in terms of the Leafs giving up pretty poor giveaways, like, right in front of the net. But that goes back to the kind of the guys who've struggled a little bit this game. Kadri probably a little bit. Dermott's definitely struggled. Dermott and Ozhiganov as a pairing have struggled. Epicus, thanks for joining, man. But yeah, of course, this is just kind of commentary and, like, reaction. Unfortunately, like I said, like, I literally would get kicked out. But yeah, hopefully you still subscribe to the channel. Like, whoever subscribes to the channel, like, I hope you guys recognize it, like, or reveal yourselves in the chat. I'd love to give you a shout out and appreciate it. Because yeah, I definitely, like, I'm like a guy, like, if you just, like, even subscribe, like, even if, like, you don't subscribe and just, like, hit me up in the live chat, like, and ask a question or, like, say something about hockey. Like, I always like talking hockey with people that, like, I'm big on other sports too, but, like, hockey, like, I played hockey, like, rep hockey all my life, so I'm obviously, like, big on hockey, and, like, whenever people talk about hockey, like, that's, like, a good part about my day. Wow, Tavares with the backhand, stopped by Condon. So a really good play by Tavares. Again, he's one of those guys. Tavares is not skill oriented, but he's one of those guys when he gets the puck. Like, if you watched obviously last year the Couturier play where he just did the one-hander and pulled it. Like, he's a very, like, he makes unreal plays, like, stationary. Like, he could stand there and do crazy things with a stick. Right there, he's in front of the net. He does a little spin and a really solid backhand. Like, that literally almost went in. And it was a stationary backhand. So I thought that was pretty good.
Quality time with the family. With the Boston Pizza Kids Card, get 5 free kids meals when you donate $5 to Boston Pizza Foundation Future Projects.
Sorry, Eddie, I can't really do much when you're just ranting off. So I'll try to stop saying like. I know I actually appreciate the feedback. So it's commercial break. I always appreciate the feedback from people watching. No worries, Bodo. I'll always appreciate the feedback. And I will say, like, people always basically say it's really easy to stream and it's really like easy to go on camera, but it really takes like getting used to. Like if you guys had talked to me maybe like 8-9 months ago, like even when I was into a program that I knew was gonna be going in, gonna be a lot on camera, it takes a lot of getting used to. There's a lot of like mumbling at the start, little nerves, of course. Like now I can just kind of come on and talk, and of course I'll still say like sometimes, I'll still say sometimes, but it's hard when you're not going off script, right? Like these analysts or like broadcasters or people that are like on wherever, ESPN, Sportsnet, like a lot of people will have like the prompter or will have like some kind of script to go off of. On like a YouTube channel like this, I don't have that. So I'm literally just going off of like whatever's coming here, and when I say or say like, that's, I'm sorry guys, like I'll keep improving, but that's literally just me in between trying to think of what to go on next because I don't actually have something visual where I can go off of. And that makes it a little more difficult, but of course, what are you going to do? I don't have a whole setup here, but we'll see in the future, of course. Yeah, so Eddie, my actual program is called Sport Media. So basically my goal is probably to go into like some play-by-play or broadcasting. But like there's a lot of other different jobs for sure. Like, sorry, I say it again, but honestly, there's so many jobs in the sport media industry. It is insane. Like there's from director to being a producer to writing. Like there's so many, writing's becoming like really hard. Of course, like there's a lot of people that are into freelance, and it's hard getting work sometimes for writing. But in terms of broadcasting, there's always growing roles, and of course, like streaming and YouTube is becoming like a lot more popular. That's kind of why I'm trying to get into. Wow, so Kadri in front to Brown misses the pass. Sorry, it was just a big chance. But like, there's a lot of opportunities in the industry, and like for any of you guys that are like. I know some of you guys are like already got a career, but I'm saying like it's always like if you like hockey, even if you don't want it as a career, it's always like a nice like side job if you just want to get involved with the channel or get involved. Like I like Bodo there. Like I'm sorry, I think I'm getting worse since that he said it, but I like that Bodo said about the fantasy part because I like it too. When I get invited to fantasies, I'll definitely join just for the fun of it, even if it's not a bet or if there's no buy-in or anything. It's still fun. Also, shots 20-10, 20-13. Sorry, 2-1 for Toronto. 8:11 left in the second period. And Eddie, I'm really sorry about your friend, man. That's really sad. I will say like that's definitely good for public speaking, but yeah, that's really I'm really sorry to hear about your friend. Even when I don't like know people that died, it's definitely not when I hear it, like when it happens, it's definitely not good at all to hear. Even if I don't know them, honestly, like it definitely upsets me. So the Leafs right now with the 2-on-1 opportunity, and they blow it. Wow, that could have been a 3-on-1 and they go offside. So Cracknell, Riley, and I think it was, I don't even know who's number 20 in the Leafs right now. He hasn't been on much. But the Kadri to Connor Brown was a really good opportunity there, but Connor Brown kind of got a little tug on the stick. Voto, I like that. At least I'm not Mitch and I don't say Patriots every 5 seconds. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bodo. I appreciate the a shout out to me for that. That's my goal, right? Of course, I have my opinions. Like, I'm not gonna express them to you guys on who I think's good and who I think's bad. But I definitely watch that a lot. I watch a lot of other analysts, a lot of other broadcasters, see where I can improve, see how I can always get better. I'm definitely a guy that I can do videos and I can get into a broadcast I'm always very comfortable in that sense. But Eddie was talking a little bit about public speaking. I would say it's definitely harder for me when I'm getting in front of like 100 people or like 50, even if it's like 50 people. It's just like, wow, like the nerves just like completely go up for me. Because as much as sometimes I'm on my broadcast and there's like 50 or 60 people watching live, I don't actually, I don't know if I don't actually absorb it, I don't know, but I think it's a lot more chill, just in terms of just sitting down and just kind of talking about what I like. So Garrett Sparks has gone into the game. That's usually what they do in preseason. They'll split the game, so it's 6:43 left. He got in like literally just now. I don't think there was a whistle for a couple of minutes, so that's exactly when he would come in. So Sens down 2-1. Obviously, it's preseason, but this is the time, and when I'm saying the Sens perspective, when you want to step up someone that's a fringe player like maybe Alex Formenton, or Nick Paul. Guys like that, you want to step up here. Even Logan Brown, I want to say I don't think he'll make the team, but I don't know if you guys watched it. That really cringy Melnick interview with Borieski. He like talked about how by next year, like 13 new players. And I don't know if he's talking about rookies, but just new players. Like 13 is a lot. That's on a 23-man roster. 13 it means only 10 guys are staying, and I don't know if what Anderson's doing. I don't know if he has another year or two or a couple years under his belt. Obviously, his wife had cancer, like obviously, which was so sad. So last year he had an off year, so I think it's all going to depend if he has a bounce back year this year. So the Leafs, Ozhiganov, I believe, is getting the penalty. So the Sens will be on the power play. Actually, no, it's Dermott with the penalty. So 5:39 left in the second period. The Sens will go on the power play. We'll see a lot of, on this power play, I can guarantee you're going to see Logan Brown in front of the net with Matt Duchene controlling the point, maybe with, what's Shabbat in this game? I'm literally drawing a huge blank. But maybe the new guy, DeMello, they got in the Carlson trade, he's been showing a couple peaks of definitely a bright spot for the Sens. And I'm not going to defend, like in that video, I was trying to be as neutral as possible, but I'm not going to defend like the players until I see more action from the guys. Like I think Rudolph Balcers in that trade was a pretty good, and I think a lot of people are saying the Carlson return was like ridiculously bad, but I think you have to wait. Like I think everyone's overreacting too fast. I'm not saying they definitely should have got a more significant piece and maybe even a smaller package. Because in my opinion, like you should always get a significant piece in a smaller package rather than a bigger package with just all like mediocre pieces. But there's Balzers is still pretty untapped. And who's the other guy? God, I'm drawing a huge blank. But even DeMello and Chris Tierney are both early on in their career. Not as much Chris Tierney, but I don't think, along with like the potential that they could get 2 firsts and a second. Like they still could get like a decent return, and it's all like these kind of trades are like a future thing. So thank you guys for that extra subscribe. Like I said, get in the live chat. Tell me who you are.
Well, this is a look at the usual comforts of home for the
Mono says Mitch is a bandwagon man. Don't say that to Mitch. Eddie says the New England Patriots logo looks like Elvis in a Paul Revere hat.
Just for the forwards, then you go through the hallway, and the defensive goalies.
See, Deception left, and then all the Leaf fans left as well. There's some Leaf fans in the chat for like about 1 or 2 minutes, and then I get left with you guys. No, I'm joking. I love you. I love the fact that you guys are in here. You guys make me laugh. So the Sens in the power play. Travis Dermott with an interference call at 14:21. So Hainsey on the PK. We'll see how Hainsey with, I think, Cracknell's on the ice. I don't know if it's Osganoff or Borgman on the ice. But along with Connor Brown, who's going to see a lot of penalty kill time probably again. So Alex Formanton on the ice with Logan Brown. I think, who's across there? DeMello, like I said. So it's DeMello on the point. So I was pretty close. I mean, Duchesne's probably going to come on in the second unit here. But Colin White's also there. So all the guys that are pretty expected. Jeez! DeMello, as I'm defending him, what a horrible giveaway to Mitch Marner behind the net. Mitch Marner tries to feed Zach Hyman in front, but can't get the shot off. Zach Hyman trying to waste a little bit of time here in the send zone. Loses the puck and goes for a change. Mikkel Bodker and Matt Duchene do go on the ice, so this next attack will be a little bit of an improvement. Some more experienced guys along with Chris Weidman and Thomas Chabot and Ryan DeZingle maybe will be in here. I don't know what this announcer's saying. Thomas Chabot is not in this game. This guy confused the heck out of me. I was like, Chabot's not playing, and then I hear Chabot's name, but he's not. So it's Bodker, Duchene, Bobby Ryan, and Chris Wyman at the point, and DeZingle. I don't know if I said DeZingle already. What do you guys think about Ryan DeZingle? Like, he had a spurt of a couple times last year where he looked like the most underrated guy, like especially at the start of the year. He looked like, who is this guy? I think we all can talk about Duchene. Obviously, such a stupid trade for Ottawa. Bobby Ryan, that contract's going to kill them for the next 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. I don't know if there's 3 or 4 years left, one or the other. Man, they're best. They actually have a few good young forwards. Like I always forget about Colin White and Logan Brown. And they have Formanton, who's pretty decent, definitely pretty decent for Canada, Team Canada, at least in the World Juniors. And that was kind of like, Formanton kind of reminds me of the same situation Ottawa had with Mark Stone. No one really knew if he was good, but he had an unreal tournament in the World Juniors with Canada. So I think Formanton might be in the same situation. I think he might end up being like a decent top 6 forward for the Sens. Definitely looks like, in potential-wise. So Nick Paul tries to jam the net. Mark Borietzky pass off the boards. Then he gets the puck back. It's tripped up by Timashov. Timashov loses his stick. Justin Hall around the net with the puck. To Borgman. Formanton tries to intercept it. Lennon with the puck. Number 86. How many young guys do the Sens have? Ridiculous, eh?
Well, the better chances on that Ottawa center their power play seems to be Mitch Marner down low as Mello steps out, sees Marner in his lane, tries to turn, and Marner kind of reads it, and he gets on the boards, he picks it off. And
Bodo says, so where's Fitty Trent? Why y'all no following me? What do you mean following you? Elaborate. What do you mean following you? And Fitty Trent, he says 50 Trent. Fitty Trent is pretty busy with work. He's trying to balance. He's actually in a radio station right now as well, and he's also working. So he's trying to balance a lot of that out. I'm like, honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm trying to beg those guys because, like, I'm quite busy as well. I'm working and in school as well. So I'm trying to balance my time, and I'm releasing content for this video. So that's what I'm saying. I like appreciate when you guys show me appreciation, I'll show the appreciation back. But I'm not gonna lie when I'm saying I'm definitely like working hard in my time to get like this out as well, and like it's gonna be even more hectic as the year goes on. It's only the first few weeks, but for sure, I'm hoping that Fitty Trent and Mitch start on those previews. Austin only has like a couple I wanted to do right now. I think he's gonna do Tampa and Florida hopefully within the next week. Like I'm telling these guys, that it's preseason. They gotta get the previews out for you guys, so I'm hoping they do that. No, he's not on a podcast. He's actually like in Vancouver. He's on a radio station. He kind of control. I think what I understood from him is he like controls the music And I don't know if he comes on air every time, every once in a while, but he definitely is the one that's like controlling the songs, from my understanding. Von Hook doesn't want Canada to repeat as World Junior champs, he says. And should I set the bar low for likes on this video? Should I say, like, I got 2 dislikes because everyone comes in here thinking, oh, just I'm gonna live stream this and get kicked off within 5 minutes, but maybe 20 likes, maybe 20 likes for this video, setting the bar quite low. It's just a live stream. On my other videos, I've been getting a decent amount of likes, but 20 likes, guys. We're only at 6. That's why I'm setting the bar low. Wow! What a save! He uses his helmet to stop that one. So Mark Borieski's making, it's kind of making me laugh. Mark Borieski is like going out of his comfort zone here because Ottawa has no defense on this team right now. I mean, Thomas Chabot's not dressed. Cody Cease's not dressed. Mark Borieski's his guy right now on the ice. Logan Brown. White. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Logan Brown this game, honestly. On this play they're showing, he rubs out Zach Hyman, gets possession, and kind of feeds his defenseman. And even, like, number 21, Logan Brown, like, going right down the middle like that, getting a quick shot off on Garrett Sparks. For sure going to be... I always, like I said, I always tripped Ottawa for their system, but I always forgot about the 2 guys in Logan Brown and Colin White. Those are definitely the bright spots for Ottawa on forward. If those 2 guys pan out, then it's not as bad. But after that, man, like, even, especially after Formerton, like, it's Ottawa systems, like, they gotta rejuvenate their system, man. I think the past draft, getting Matthew Tkachuk, I think this past draft, they drafted pretty decently, and I think next year they're definitely going to focus on getting a lot of high-end prospects, because that's Dorian's motto right now. Trust the system, so. Alright, guys, so that is the end of the second period. Still 2-1 Toronto, obviously a more boring period. I guess I'll live stream till the end of the game. Why not, right? So, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll play maybe a little bit of music for you guys. You guys can leave if you want. Come back for the third period. All up to you. Like I said, I hope you guys get the video up to 20 likes. And the subscriber count, I want the subscriber count to be at 1,225. I'll be happy with that. Because I obviously appreciate it for sure. But like the thing is, people subscribe and don't really give a shout out into the live chat. Like I wish people would do that, kind of give them recognition. Yeah, Bodo, when I ask him or find out, or when he gets back onto the channel, I'll make sure, like, just ask him to live chat again. But next video I do, if you're there, I'm gonna ask Fiddy Trent over the next couple of days when I can talk to him. But just quick questions, like Eddie, like who's your favorite player for Buffalo? Bodo, I'm drawing a blank for some reason. I think you're a Pittsburgh fan, right? Von Hook, I know you're San Jose. Like the live chat for some reason is like mess. It's not showing me like past like the most recent 10 messages. But I know for you 3 guys, you just spam the chat right now, which I love. But tell me your favorite players, guys. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about them. Yeah, Bobo says duh. I knew you were like a Steelers Penguins fan. I was just confirming, of course. Let's play some music. Perot, Martin, all oldies, Eddie. Eddie, you don't have any favorite players right now? Man, Gilbert Perot, that was a while ago. Jeez.
So we're ridiculous about being meticulous.
What year did he retire?
7 meticulously balanced ingredients
Like, was it the 80s? I think he retired in the 80s. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 90, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So it was definitely late 80s, no? Okay, so that's close. 86.
Because they want to minimize what they have to pay out to the people. It's the personal injury lawyers that
How about in the Eddie? How about like in the early 2000s, like 90s, early 2000s? Were you like a Derek Roy guy, Pominville, Ryan Miller maybe?
We bring our communities together. Prime time sports with Bob McCallum. Weekdays.
Oh, and what do you think about what's his face? Why am I forgetting his name? What do you think about Dominic Hasek as well? Because he was actually like, I love that helmet on him, man. Like those guys that had the helmet was like so sweet. And I used to play like NHL 05. Like I remember those helmets were like hilarious, like really awesome. Yeah, Dahline's gonna be awesome. Like I'm actually really excited to watch him and Ristolainen play together. And Joe Pavelski, Von Hook, of course. Why not? Von Hook. I know you're probably gonna say Burns still. Maybe I'm wrong, but who do you think is like the better defenseman? And who do you think is gonna be your like favorite defenseman in terms of the Sharks? Like, do you think Burns is the better player, or do you think Karlsson's the better player? And who do you think you're gonna favor this year? My question for you. Obviously, I'm biased. Karlsson's like my favorite player after him and Riley are like my favorite to watch. Obviously, that's probably a little biased because I watch the Leafs a lot, and of course, I mean, I probably like a lot of other players if I watch more teams, and I'm being totally honest. I will say I watch Edmonton a decent amount, and like McDavid is unbelievable. Like he is extremely like so much fun to watch. Who else do I watch a decent amount? I watched Florida quite a bit. I will say everyone forgets about this guy, but Jonathan Huberdeau is just he is so underrated. Like his playmaking ability is like off the charts, and of course Barkov being like really underrated as he is. Like him and Huberdeau were when they played together last year were unbelievable together, and they were the reason. Like those two guys, along with guys like Dadonov, and I think Luongo playing pretty good down the stretch when he was healthy, was the reason why Florida got back in the race. Burns has that beard that looks like he's eating a skunk, Eddie says. About us is Murray and Crosby and Mario. Pretty reasonable, not gonna lie, yeah. So Bo, you like Murray better than Fleury? Like maybe not. Maybe that's an unreasonable question to ask now, but when they were both on the team and Fleury was playing a lot more, who do you like better? Or did you like Fleury more before? You're saying Murray, so I'm guessing maybe you weren't a fan of Flower. What was I going to bring up? Oh, so when I went to San Jose to watch so I went on the California trip to watch the Leafs all 3 California games. And when the Leafs were in San Jose, Brent Burns was like pulling up in his car, and he got out of his car, and he had like a hiker backpack on, had like one of those big, it looked like those like big like bucket hats, and basically his beard was like sunk into his jacket. Like it literally looked like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story, but Detroit, I don't know if he's still with the Tigers, but Daniel Norris played with the Blue Jays. He, during the off season, he would like literally go on hikes, grow out his like full beard, and he would like go into like the wilderness and like stay there for like weeks on end, and like that would be his like way of like getting away from the game, and then he would come back and like they shave, clean up, or whatever. Literally, Brent Burns is literally like that throughout the whole year, and he just looks so funny with that beard. It literally looks like it literally looks, every time I see him, it looks like he's literally just gotten out of the wilderness. Especially when I saw him at like when I went to the Toronto San Jose game. When I saw him get out of his car, it literally looked like he just got his like hiker bag on, and he was literally just like ready, to like go for another few weeks in the wilderness. Honestly. Yeah, Von Hook, I would say for sure. Like, I'd say for sure, arguably top 5, and especially with the Karlsson addition, with Vlasic, Karlsson, Burns, obviously Braun, like those 4 guys right there. make an extremely top four. I don't think Braun. I think Braun will actually be on the third pairing. But we'll see what happens with San Jose, because now with Kane, with Carlson, hopefully Martin Jones keeps the consistency up. Like, they have a lot of options and they're pretty stacked. I mean, they made it to the second round, lost to the on fire Vegas Golden Knights. So see what happens. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. I think the period's gonna start in like 5-10 minutes, maybe less. I don't know, but I need to take a quick break. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. What's going on, guys? All right, so back for the third period. 2-1 Leafs. Shots are 22-20 for the Sens now. So the Sens got a lot of shots in the second period, already applying some pressure at the start of the third period. To answer your question, rookie caps. So we will do play-by-play and a lot of reactions throughout the regular season, but we can't actually stream the games. That's copyright. I'll say that to anyone like that asks, because literally I've watched channels and I've watched I wasn't part of the channel, but the formal channel get punished for even showing a couple minutes of the game. So yeah, we can't show anything. So yeah, rookie cap. Sorry. Hopefully you subscribe anyways, man. Like, so we're gonna do play-by-play and as much coverage as we can, like throughout the whole season. Like, ask any of the people in the chat right now. We cover a lot of games. Like, the amount of Pacific games we did last year, or that I did last year, and I'm in Eastern time, was pretty crazy. Some late recaps, definitely. But yeah, for sure, we do a lot of them, and I'm really happy to see the subscribe count keep going up, guys. So hit that button. Let's see it go up consistently, and let's get to 20 likes at least on the video. I'm not really doing that great of likes on the vid, but whatever. So out of play. So yeah. So thanks, Bodo. I think I appreciate Bodo whenever people are kind of concerned, not concerned, but whenever people are inquiring about that, if you guys can literally just, the ones that are in here that know about the copyright thing, literally just let people know in the chat. But yeah, obviously try to bring them on board as well to the channel, you know. I think I talked to Fitty Trent. I think we'll probably add. The thing is, we didn't really want it, there's a lot of channels that add moderators too soon, and then it kind of gets too packed with moderators. But of course, once our channel gets bigger, then the people that were here from the start will add as moderators. We just don't want to add moderators right now, because then everyone that's here would want to be moderators. But then as the numbers go up of people following us and watching, then when we add all you guys that were here from the start as moderators, then the percentage is 20 to 80, right? Or 10 or 15 to 90, 95, or 85, 90, right? We don't want everyone to be moderators that are watching right now. That would just be stupid. We have, including us, I think we only have 1 or 2 other moderators, to be honestly. All right, so Dylan DeMello puts it in deep. Nick Paul around the net, seeing if he has an outlet in front. Off the crossbar, Boriashki with a tip. I think it went off of Matt Duchene's stick. Goes off the crossbar. Garrett Sparks looks up behind him, but the Sens are still down 2-1. Shots 23-21. The Leafs forwards right now need to push the points. They're getting a lot of shots off. Sorry, number 20 is Grunstrom. I forgot Grunstrom was playing. So Carl Grunstrom played for the Swedish Elite League last year. Or the year before, sorry. Played for the Marlies as well. I don't know how much he's going to be playing. I don't even think it's decided where he's playing this year yet, but he actually has an opportunity if he wants to crack a 4th line spot. I don't think he'll make it, especially at a training camp. Maybe see ice time with the Leafs later on in the season. I think he definitely could have the same path as Andreas Johnsson. If you guys are familiar with that situation, it was Johnsson and Dermott got called up. Well, Dermott played more, but Johnsson got called up. I think it was March or April. So pretty late in the season. And then he obviously played in the playoffs, which is great to see. But I think that also had to do with Babcock not wanting to favor Levo, and then Kadri getting suspended, so Plekanec played higher minutes as well. So Brown and Josh Levo, 3-on-1. Oh my, Justin Hull fans on it. But leave it with the puck. Backhand misses the net. Connor Brown to the slot. Nazem Kadri misses wide. Justin Hull with the puck in the corner. Getting rubbed off by Pat Seeloff. Matt Duchene there as well, trying to help with an outlet pass to Formanton. The puck goes in the air. Connor Brown with the puck puts it back to Borgman, and they go for a change. A quick cycle here. Dermott behind the net with Sparks looking on. Dermott with the breakout to Hyman, but he's offside.
Pitch by Bergdorfer along the right side of the blue line, and you'll see it right here, and it creates this open space for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brown comes down on.
Good opportunity. Justin Hull kind of fanned on it. I think Connor Brown probably should have shot the puck. He was on not the greatest of angles, so I'll give him benefit for the doubt there. Oh, but that was a good shift for the Leafs. So Sparks with a save right off the face-off. Obviously, this is the more experienced line of Bobby Ryan, Bodker, and whoever's down the middle. It's kind of been cycling between Brown and Duchene. Honestly, guys, that is like... Put your thoughts in the chat. Like, that Duchene trade could really backfire on the Sens this year. The Sens have as bad as the year as a lot of people think, and a lot of people... And I think that's why Melnick released that video. I think it's quite possible that guys like Brown... I think Colin White will make the team out of training camp, but... because he has a couple years on Logan Brown. But I think Logan Brown definitely has an opportunity to make the team too. I think they want to get younger and faster so they don't finish in the bottom 5 or bottom 10 and get a good lottery pick and look so stupid in that Duchene trade. Why would you not put a lottery protection on that trade? Like, oh my god, Joe Sakic did so well on that trade. Like, waited over a year to make that Duchene trade. DeMello with a shot on net off that right point, and Garrett Sparks with the easy save. No, I know, Von Hoek, that's exactly what I'm saying. Colorado has their first round pick. They look like idiots if that ends up being a top 5 pick. I mean, they won't look like an idiot in terms of they still got Matthew Tkachuk this year because they were actually considering giving up the 4th overall this year. But if they get a top 3 pick next year, if they got... Like, I'm saying if they got, but it's Colorado's pick. What I'm saying is if that pick specifically, which was theirs, ends up being the Jack Hughes pick, oh my god. That's all I have to say. Oh my god. If the Sens did that, got Matt Duchene, and gave up assets, and moved on from Kyle Turris, arguably their most consistent guy over the last, like, well, Carlson, but forward, in terms of forwards. And they're always talking about inconsistency with the Sens over the last few years. Kyle Turris was the most consistent. Ron Hainsey with a point shot, of course he misses. Timashov at the point, dumps it deep. Clark with the puck. Timashov actually laying out the body there. Small guy. Clark and Timashov laying the body here. But it gets out of the zone into the Leaf zone. And for an icing, I believe, yes. And Ron Hainsey picks it up for the icing. And it will go back to the Senators' end. No worries, Bodo. Thanks for sticking around as long as you did. I actually really appreciate that, of course. I didn't expect this live stream to do extremely well. Like, we probably had an average most of the time, like 20 live viewers, but it's a preseason game. Not. Whoa! Tavares with the second of the game! Off the point shot, rebound. It trickles in to the crease. Tavares on his way down, falling down, smacks with the puck, and he's got 2 goals in this game. Kyle Dubas looks on. I signed that guy. He's thinking 2 goals already. John Tavares. So Tavares kind of wins the draw, kind of loses the Logan Brown. And then Justin Hull with the shot. Tavares getting a little bit of a hook on the play from Seeloff, but he still smacks it in. Marner with another assist on the play. So Marner with, I believe, 2 assists. Tavares with 2 goals. Justin Hull with the primary assist on that play off the point shot. So Leafs up 3-1. Shots 25-24 for Senators. I'd say Leafs have definitely been the better team. I mean, it's preseason, so whatever. But well, Borgman with a little bit of a creative play to go around the defender here. As a defender, to the point to Adam Cracknell, the big guy, but misses the net. Justin Hull tries to recover it. Now it could turn into a 2-on-1 here. But a really good play from Trevor Moore to shut that down early before it turned into anything. So Borgman behind the net as the Leafs change. I think both teams are changing. Garrett Sparks in the net, as like I said. So Tavares, easy goal off the doorstep for his second of the game. 2 goals as in a Leafs uniform for the first time in Ontario. A little bit of a Leafs-Sens matchup here. First game for both teams in the preseason. Josh Levo trying to attempt a little bit of a spinorama there. Lennon steals the puck. Duchesne now has possession. Now to DeMello. DeMello reaches the Leafs zone, loses the puck to Ozganov. Kadri trying to get there. The Sens have an opportunity, blocked. Formanton's in there with White and DeZingle. This line's been having a lot of energy. To White in the slot. DeMello deflected, saved by Sparks. Connor Brown. All right, Zach Hyman around the net. On the boards. Getting rubbed out here by Wolanin. Justin Hull, sorry, I was thinking of Joseph Wool. Speaking of Joseph Wool, pretty underrated prospect for the Leafs, eh? And that. Bobby Ryan spins, gets the shot off, looks a little hurt on the play. Morgan Riley with possession, nice move to avoid Logan Brown's long reach. Logan Brown now with the puck. Logan Brown, what, 6'5"? Tries to put on net, misses. Now Formanton. Marner, nice. Ooh, what a bad giveaway by Borgman. Bodker. Another nice play. Chris Mueller dumps it in. Steals the puck from Chris Weidman. Timashov in front. All right, Marcus Holberg with the save, so that's a whistle. John Tavares with his second of the game. So 2-1 Toronto. Thank you guys for joining me. Everyone getting into the live stream. Hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I want to see it at 1,225. That would be nice, and 20 likes to finish off the video. I feel bad when people try to come in and like expect it to be the actual game.
Here's how to screw down the vanity without screwing up your back. The Benchmark Twist Store twists and bends 380 ways.
Oh yeah, for you guys wondering, it's commercial.
To get the job done. The Benchmark Twist Store, only $49.99.
Anyone here play Fortnite? Such an addicting game for like anyone like in like the age range. I would say like 15 to like 30. Like even like people in their late 20s are like playing a lot. Like I know a lot of people that still like play a lot. I think I've kind of lost like the addiction a bit. I played a lot over the summer, but I also like worked, of course. But now with school and work, and the channel, of course, guys, trying to grow this channel. That's why I appreciate the support wherever I get it from. Maybe might even start recruiting for the channel soon. We'll see. But just chilling, watching the game. Just preseason, of course. Streaming for 2 hours, but just watching. Yeah, do you guys like that overlay, like at the top there? I know, I was like trying to experiment, like what's like, because like simplicity is usually like the best. So I was trying to figure out like I want to leave enough space on screen for like me, so I can do what I want. But I also want to like add enough to kind of sum it up. So I was thinking like scoreboard, and then obviously my Twitter and Instagram. So follow. That's on that side. Sorry, and then so follow that out, guys. Like I said, I'll follow you back. And then our logo, and then like the live sub count, I think is always cool to have. So that's just what I wanted to add. It actually took me a bit like to try to figure out how I wanted it, because when I'm going through my creative mind, I'm like going through a whole bunch. But back on the game, Timashov across to Clark, dumps it in. Holberg almost loses the puck, but a nice play by Borjevsky. I'll always have, honestly, whenever I do play-by-play with the Sens, I'll always screw up Borjevsky like 3 or 4 times every time I say it. Because literally his pronunciation on his name, if you guys literally look at how his name is spelled, sounds so screwed up compared to like what it looks like. It doesn't even make any sense. But Kadri kind of gets rubbed out. Kind of a dirty hit. Looks a little rubbed out. Not too bad. Nick Paul on a breakaway off the crossbar. Wow, Nick Paul. The Sens cannot catch a break with the crossbars this game. Duchesne with 2 opportunities. Both stopped by Garrett Sparks, and he covers it up. Gives a little jab at Chris Weidman in front. Kadri definitely looks sore. Borgman's going to see if he's okay here. Kadri's dad is at the game. Kadri, a London native, of course. But let's see what happens here. Oh, it's his leg. So yeah, everyone's kind of distracted by, I think, Kadri getting hurt and just like the play on the opposite side, and then Nick Paul kind of sneaked in on that right side. So Sens are pushing, hopefully. Maybe we'll see an overtime or shootout. Levo clears the zone, then loses the puck in the neutral zone. Costly. We don't like to see that from Levo here. With the deflection around the net. Sparks doesn't get to see the puck. From the point, Chris Weidman. Easy save. Duchesne tries to deflect it, but disappointed in himself. He doesn't get a piece of it, and it goes straight into the breadbasket. All right, commercial again. Wow, like literally 2 commercials within like. All right. All right, so 9:40 left, and then you guys will get rid of it. Then you'll be rid of me. But like I said, it's just preseason, right? We're going to be doing a lot throughout the season. I didn't expect much from this. Bodo said, talking about NFL, so the Steelers will trade Brown and Bell and Ben. Will retire this season. The Steelers will have to reboot the franchise. The Killer Bees have 0 Super Bowls and 0 and $1 million versus the Pats. Oh my. Sometimes I don't get that many like comments in the live chat, which is like whatever, but like sometimes they're like really funny. But yeah, so Mitch is actually live right now on the Bottom Line View. He's got a guest, and he's got Kevel on as well. So yeah, Mitch is the guy. He's been doing a lot of work with Bottom Line View, and obviously he's trying to adjust back to Toronto life at school. But he's going to be on the channel a lot this year. I'm like pushing for Mitch to do his previews, of course. I wanted to release his Penguins preview for sure. Because I know you like to rip into him about his Penguins and Patriots, so I'll let you guys do that for sure. But subscribe to the Bottom Line View. I will say, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I always like vouch for the Hot Take Hockey and the Bottom Line View. I don't like on my main Twitter. I don't do like a whole lot of retweets as I used to. But I think that's more because like Twitter's like done a weird thing where like all the tweets you like as well pop on people's timelines. So I sometimes I just like stick to likes, because if they pop on the timeline anyways, like why fill out your own feed with just retweets? So Marner misses the pass, and it goes for icing. 8:49 left in the third period.
With the crap talk, Bill, you know this game is coming. And you see Ottawa and Toronto, and in your wildest dreams, you're not thinking that John Tavares is going to be part of this. And all of a sudden,
So what do you guys think, NFL fans, eh? Antonio Brown,
for these
like
fans,
the Steelers, they had the issues with, well, they still have the issues with Le'Veon Bell. And then now, it's Le'Veon Bell, and now it's Antonio Brown. Like, they're two best players from last year. I mean, from the last 3 years, and I think Will was right. If Big Ben retires in the next couple of years, I will say I drafted James Conner in fantasy, or picked him up, sorry, and it's been my best pickup so far. Because right when I saw that Le'Veon Bell wasn't going to play for those first couple of games, I'm like, oh, for sure their next running back in line is going to be a good pickup. Because the Steelers have always looked for their run game. Especially with, like, obviously when you have Bell in your lineup, you're going to look to him. So that's pretty sweet. Tavares with 2 goals. Not bad for his debut in a Leafs uniform. Tavares on a 2-on-1 for the Hattie. Marner scores! Tavares to Mitch Marner! Scores! You'll be hearing a lot of that this year, folks. Tavares to 16 Mitch Marner for a goal, both with 3 points tonight. Holy, that is nice to see. Wow. Oh, Tavares tries the backhand pass, goes off the skate, turns around, gives it to Marner in the slot. Oh my god. People have questioned if this chemistry between these two guys will work. And Mitch Marner and Tavares have linked up for 3 goals together. This year is going to be an exciting time to be a Leafs fan. I'm excited for the whole NHL, but I'm just, in terms of the pain that has been so long for the Leafs. It's nice to see. Blue Jays, big dub over the Orioles. Oh my, like the Jays and Orioles, man. The Orioles. Any Baltimore fans out there? Alright guys, I'm not going to do a recap for a preseason game, by the way, so like when this game ends, I'm cutting. But yeah, the few people that are in like in the live or in the stream still, shoot at me with anything in the live chat. So 31 shots are 31-27 for the Sens, 4-1. This is the score. Preseason game. Tavares, Marner, and Timashov with most of the ice time. Babcock, no smile on his face. Babcock's one of those guys, like, as a coach, you'll see him when Tavares was signed, all smiles. In the pre-video, like, interviews and all that, everything, like, before preseason started, it's all smiles. Right when preseason picks up, you're not going to see many smiles from Babcock, unless it's, like, once in a while after a game, or if he's, like, trying to, like, if he's talking about one of the young guys. But when it's in game, when he's like in serious, like Babcock's that guy, like just everything just shuts out, and it's kind of down to what's important. I gotta take a picture of that. That's super funny. That's actually really funny. There's like there's Lady Hyman. I gotta take a picture of that. So funny. It's like this could be like like an actual meme. Like it's basically Hyman like. So funny. I have to take a picture of it. So it's basically Hyman in the middle, like looking like he's like dead, and Tavares and Marner on both sides of him. It's like it literally could be like a meme of like them looking at. Sorry, I'm just dying at this like picture right now. It's definitely 4-1 Leafs. Big preseason dub. Sorry. Von Hooks' KHL commercial is short. Robbie, I never gave a shout out to you. Thanks for joining me, man. All right, so 6:11 left. Sens with an opportunity here, but Colin White out of the reach. Batherson with the puck. Formerton misses. Borieski tries to make the hit. Makes a little bit of a rub-out play. Formanton, wow. A little bit of speed. Tries to go in on Sparks. Hainsey says no, no, no. No to that. Not another commercial. Oh my god. Are you joking? Commercials. Von Hook. Rant about these commercials. Sorry, I apologize, guys. I literally have not updated the score once. That is literally my bad. Since those 2 goals. There we go. Alright, so 4-1 Leafs. Von Hook, where you at? All you guys gotta remind me to change the score. Alright, before the stream ends, which is going to end in like 10 or 15 minutes, anything in the live chat, guys, like upcoming videos I should do. I'm going to be releasing some previews coming up, probably not going to do it tonight. It wouldn't get released till tomorrow anyways, but upcoming, probably a Preds preview, a Jets preview. I'm sorry, Von Hook. I might end up having to do it, but we like assigned like who's doing each team. Trent had the Pacific Division, so he has the Sharks. If you guys already saw, I already did the Leafs, Sabres, Bruins, Blackhawks. I kind of did my Habs preview in the Pacioretty trade video, so that's like 5 right there. I might leave the Sens video to someone else, maybe Austin. But I'm probably going to focus on the Central, doing the rest of the Central Division. So I'll release that. But any suggestions on any videos I should make, any live reactions, like basically what I should do.
14 people. We tried to get 60, but it didn't work.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight limit here with the capacity. Sam, you spent a lot of time here in this arena with Nazem. Is there any memory that you can think of playing here?
There is, actually. There's one memory in particular when he was about 7. Sue was working, and she was to bring him here. She did bring him here. I'm always telling Nas, make sure you go through your bag, double check, make sure you got everything. Sure enough, he gets here, and he gets all dressed, forgets his helmet. He thinks his buddies are playing a joke on him because he knows I'm going to be upset with them. Decides to call his mom, who's on a break, probably 10, 15 minutes away. Calls and says, Mom, you gotta help me out, I forgot my helmet. So she rushes back.
Sorry, Nazem Kadri's dad is talking about how Kadri, when he was 7, forgot his helmet. And he was scared of how his dad was going to react, so he called his mom while she was at work.
Well, it's amazing.
That's hilarious. They already talking about it at the start of the game, but just hearing from him makes it so much funnier.
I mean, it's a little bit tough. The ice is...
Also, Tavares blocks the shot. Honestly, yeah, this game is wrapped up, man. 5 minutes to go. I think they're just going to play it out. I could see the Sens scoring like a scramble goal here. But Adam Cracknell dumping it deep. Carl Grunstrom on the forecheck. I haven't seen a lot of Riley in the second half of this game. He was definitely showing in the first period. His speed was showing in the first period. I think ice time's been down for him. I think I've seen a lot of Dermott and Ozgenov, and I think that's obvious. I think they're trying to show. They're obviously trying to show the chemistry come alive. And honestly, guys, I actually really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys giving me those 2 subscribers. Chris Ball, is the scoreboard not updating? It's 4-1, so unless I'm missing something here.
It's incredible that when you look at the sheer numbers of the squad
but I definitely think the scoreboard is right. But yeah, Chris Ball, if you're subscribed, like, I appreciate it, man. But yeah, it's 4-1, so I got it right. So shots are 34-27 for the Sens, 4-1 to Toronto, like I said. 3:52 left in the third period for the Kraft Hockeyville game in Lacuna, Ontario. Actually, I didn't even say that name right, but whatever. It's basically in London, Ontario. Morgan Riley with possession. Up to Connor Brown. To Levo for the break. Oh, over the head of Holberg. Nazem Kadri loses the puck in the zone. Duchesne tries to give an outlet, but loses it. Now it's going to be like a 2-on-2 in the zone. Kadri and Brown. Kadri to Brown. Wow. Holberg, what a save. In tight. Clark dumps it in. Kadri and Brown getting a lot of opportunities here. Kadri to Borgman. Blocked in front by Seeloff. Now possibly a break here for Colin White. Colin White around Borgman. Borgman makes a really nice defensive play to close him out. Now in front to Batherson. Batherson! Wow! But who was that? That was Logan Brown who could not get the shot off. It goes outside. Offside. It will go just outside the Leaf zone. Yeah, thanks, Chris Ball, man. Appreciate it. It's better that you say something, because if the scoreboard wasn't updating and I forgot, I'm glad you said something. So I might do. I'm gonna be busy the next. At least tomorrow I'll be busy, but like I said, I might release a preview video tomorrow, because those I can obviously do in like spurts if I wanted to, because I can pre-edit them. But my next live video, or our live video, might not be till next week. I'm gonna see what the schedule is for preseason. Maybe we'll do something depending on the games. It doesn't even have to be like one of our teams or anything. Like I said, we do all 31 teams. So I'm gonna see what kind of games are going on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, Sunday I like to watch football. A lot of people like watching football, obviously. So Saturday, if there's a good game, might do something during the day or in the evening. So Riley, I was getting off on the ice. Marner, Tavares, Grunstrom. Dylan DeMello dumps it down for the Sens. Bobby Ryan on the forecheck. Riley made a change, so it's Justin Hull and Borgman on the ice now, with Tavares and Marner still on. Tavares to Marner. Marner entering the zone. Marner looking for Tavares. Puts it on net from a short angle. A save by Holberg. Borgman in deep. Hyman with possession. Behind the net. Chris Wyman on tight. Tavares now looks across to Marner. Justin Hull. Blocked by Chris Wyman in front. Zach Hyman again behind the net. Getting shut down by Wolanin. But Marner looks for Tavares in front. But Bobby Ryan gets possession off the boards and looks into the middle for Colin White, who gets the puck deep. Gets a little bit of possession, but Justin Hull cuts that off. Tambellini had an opportunity there. But the Sens are getting shut down. But then they get an opportunity in front, but Sparks shuts it down with Bobby Ryan looking over him. So 1:03 left in the third period, 4-1 for the Leafs. Shots kind of been growing for the Sens slowly throughout the second half of the second and third period. They're now at 35. Photo says, laugh a lie, drop my lighter and my beer. Huh. So Shanahan's in the building. It's the first time he's been shut on TV. I was getting off the glass, but it gets right back into the Leaf zone. Sparks plays the puck. Ooh, but a little bit of a risky play there. Hainsey gets it out to Trevor Moore, who ices it, so he'll go all the way back. But the refs are blowing it down, but Borieski and Clark are getting mixed up here. Clark, I'm telling you, the guys. This guy's a little bit of a pest for the. He's gonna be a little bit of a pest for the Marlies this year. So Clark's actually getting getting told, see you later, you're out. I think it was a high stick to Borieski, so. Thanks, Chris Ball. I appreciate the subscription, man. We always appreciate it. Like, I already explained my life story. Maybe I'll say it in another video, but basically, in short, I really appreciate the subscribe always. Bodo's hitting on girls in the bar. Attaboy, Bodo. So 45.2 seconds left in the third period. Guys, honestly, quickly, I'm literally like a couple minutes after this game ends, I'm ending the live stream. So if you want to throw something out now is the time. Question about the channel or like suggestion for the channel. We always take suggestions or something you want me to bring up quickly. Now is the time. Forever hold your peace. So the Sens ice the puck. Ozganov gets there at 32.9 left. Von Hook says SKA is my favorite KHL team. Oh, for sure. If you're a fan and you went to this game, you're getting a few signatures before you leave, for sure. Like, literally, like, Dubas is, like, there's no security or anything, like, nothing blocked off. Dubas is, like, just standing there, like, above, like, a whole bunch of fans. If you want to meet Kyle Dubas, should have gone to this game. But it was, like, sold out really fast, and it's, like, all local people, so that's another thing. Robbie's hyped. Go Leafs go, he says.
It was moving and hopping, and they've done a great job of being a host. And I think the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs are doing a real nice job coming in here and providing.
All right, so 10 seconds left. Justin Hull receives the puck in the zone, and that's going to be it. Borgman just kind of skating with it. Logan Brown going for a hit. Yeah, so the game's over. Leafs pull off the 4-1 victory. Of course, it was like 80% Leaf fans in the building. 15% Sens, and then the random Habs fans, of course, were just like kind of cruising along in the building. But yeah, the Leafs win 4-1, as I just said. Garrett Sparks, the guy in net to finish it off. Curtis McElhinney played really well, but of course Sparks gets to say he got the clean sheet. So big hugs to the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny Tavares with 2 goals and an assist. Mitch Marner 2 goals and 2 assists and a goal. Set up both of and basically set up both Tavares' goals. The first one right to his stick. The second one was to the point to Justin Hull. Shot on net, and then Tavares gets the rebound. The Mitch Marner goal after Tavares trying to backhand it across to Hyman. He kind of turns around, gives it to Marner in the slot, and Marner one-times it in. And yeah, the Sens goal was really early. It was Ryan DeZingle, and like I said, it was off the Dermott/Kadri. It was the Kadri giveaway, but Dermott and Kadri had the miscommunication there. All right, Bodo. Yeah, for sure. You know what? I will. Trying to think of what I'm going to say. But I appreciate it. I will message you on Twitter. And when I get a chance to know if we're doing fantasy with like our viewers or what's going on, I might coordinate with Mitch, because I know there's a lot of bottom line view people that are just kind of like cruising around, and like I always see like the random like messages like, oh, are you guys gonna do hockey content again? And like Mitch will say like, oh, like we do our hockey content on Hot Take Hockey, and these people like always be confused and not come to the channel. It's like, you're doing, but so I think I'll coordinate with Mitch, and maybe like he'll like mention on Bottom Line View, but then we're like trying to get everyone to Hot Take Hockey like slowly. As you can see, like I think it was great. 10 people subscribed during this video. Really appreciate it. So we'll see what happens with the fantasy. So I appreciate like all of you that joined this video for sure. Any last things before I end the video? I'm just gonna see quickly. My phone actually died. But anything quickly, just to add quickly, go into the live chat. But Bodo, I appreciate it. Robbie, I appreciate it. Everyone that was here at some point. I know you guys are not obviously here anymore, but I appreciate it. But they're just showing the replay, talk over the goals, I guess, quickly. But the Tavares goal in front after Marner passed it to him. Over onto the left corner over the right shoulder of Condon. The Leafs had something to cheer about for that. Unbelievable, man. How do you give that guy time? The Sens scored on the first shot. I forgot about that. So Clark, the second goal was Clark to Borgman. The third goal was Tavares again. And the fourth goal was Marner. And all the Leafs fans doing the wave. It was literally like 75% Leafs fans, I would say. There was a couple Humboldt jerseys, which was obviously nice to see. And then the rest were like Sens. And then there was a couple other Canadian jerseys. I think it was, yeah, something like that. But just check the live chat. Thank you all for joining me. That's it for the live stream. Please, anyone that hasn't yet, you literally, like, if you're familiar with YouTube, obviously I always recommend to hit the bell and like join our live streams like as they happen, and then you can decide whether to stay or not. But like even if you hit subscribe, at least when you come to YouTube, you can see what we're doing, and like you don't even have to join or anything. Up to you, because I know live streams can like take up a lot of time. But if you just want to check in whenever, put in your quick piece. I'm always open for a conversation. And like I said, follow me on Twitter. That's where obviously I'm talking about hockey the most, talking about sports the most. So if you follow me, or if you just send me a message request and then like ask to talk or just kind of give your name out there and I'll show my appreciation as well. So thank you guys. Please subscribe, like the video. Of course, I said 20 likes. I don't even know if you'll get to that. And then, of course, comment anything, suggestions, improvements to the channel. I got a little hard time for saying like too many times today, but I think that's because you see what I did there. Just when I'm not going off script or anything, I'm just thinking of so much to say. So thank you guys. Quick comments before I leave. Tell Fitty to stop being lazy. All right, Boda, I'll tell him. My screen literally just... All right, yeah, see you later, Robbie. Yeah, that's it. All right, peace out, guys.